Well, today I'm back in the shop. I had to get in the gravel truck again. You know, go do that whole work thing. But it's a beautiful Saturday, and I don't see why we shouldn't try and get that thing into that thing. So let's get into it. I am waiting for manifold gaskets. Parts store ordered some in, and they ordered intake gaskets instead of manifold gaskets, so not a big deal. I don't need those today. I just want to get this in the hole, get everything bolted up. Those go on after anyway. So I'll take the manifolds off, take the carburetor and everything above it off, get the chain hooked up, and hang this baby in the air. And the last time we did this, I had Mr. White helping me, and I don't have Mr. White here today, but it slides onto that shaft and the whole motor has to tip up while you're doing it. And I can't remember. I'm thinking maybe we loosened the motor mounts on the engine to do it because we fought with it and they wouldn't clear. So I'm taking a wild guess that's what I am going to have to do, but we'll see. But if I can get it in the hole today, get it bolted up, then it's just some wiring and some plumbing. And I want to clean the seats of the interior, you know, bleach them, something like that, until Tom does whatever he wants to do. Tom. But we're just doing, get the motor in, little assembly today, see how it goes. It's one of those, you could get this done in a day sort of thing, but I've been real picky. I have gone over every single bolt, cleaning every bolt, making sure everything's right because of how this went last time. I just want a good experience with it. So let's lift it up and get this thing in the hole. So that's in, and that took me less than 5 minutes this time. I don't know what we were doing wrong before, but literally just kept it raised in the front, lined the shaft up, it slid right back and dropped right down. I literally had to use one bar just to get that little dowel in place. And it's in. That's the easiest motor install I've ever done in my life. Nothing like a Mazda, let me tell you. Holy crap, it's in! You know, if I drank, I'd have a beer right now, but I don't, so we'll keep working. So now I have to put these little spacers in here and bolt the motor mounts up. There's 4 bolts there. I got a clamp. It clamps this together and holds it down. I need to locate the bolts in the pile. And that thing is bolted in. Let's see, we got some hokey alternator mount that goes right to here. It's gonna bug me because it's rusty. I have a feeling my polisher's coming out. You know, because I'm waiting on gaskets, but we can get rid of the hoist. Get the carb and scoop on it at least. Yeehaw, this is the fun part. I got a mount starter right here. 2 bolts, and this is all the wiring I have to deal with. There's a fuse block which mounts, I think, right here on the bell housing. And I actually don't understand, because this boat and that boat both had electrical problems because they mounted a lot of the wiring right here and the water would splash it and the boat would die on the lake. So why they do that, I have no idea. We might have to change that. And I need to build a splash guard here because when the water comes over the back, we'd like to redirect it down the side so we don't sink the boat. And I see there was holes for one. I looked online, I have no idea where to find them. And we might as well just make one. I'm pretty sure there must be some metal around here I can do that with. All right, let's get rid of this chain and throw a scoop on it. So we have starter hooked up. We have a bunch of wiring hooked up. We got fuel lines. We have an alternator. We are getting really close. I got a whole bunch of grounds I got to do. Throttle cable. And Mike is going to town on polishing. He's going to start with the leg, and might as well get him on that thing. Well, yeah, I think we're going to do the water pump cover, whatever. I don't even know what you call that. Is that a water pump? I actually don't know how they work. These jet boats interest me. So we're going to throw the thermostat housing on so we can hook up all the water lines. Oh boy. And a couple of wires, and then we're just waiting on the header gaskets.
Oh yeah, that looks better than the old stuff.
He's awesome. No such thing as easy around here. Mike has got himself a brand new TTR 50. All right, you settle down there. A little stiff on the shifter, brand new. There you go. I'll see you tomorrow. He's awesome. Rides his dirt bike, his ATV, and his bicycle up here to just come and work on cool stuff in the shop. What a kid. All right, it's been raining all day, so I have to keep covering the boat up. This is my solution to keep all the polish mess off of the motor. Look at that. Way to go, Micah. So, if you decide you want to build a boat, a car, I'm just going to warn you right now. This is how it goes. You start with, oh, you know what? I'm just going to clean up that part before I install it. And then, you know what? I think I'm going to polish it. And this is why most projects never get finished. Because next thing you know, Micah starts here. So we get half the leg done, not even half, quarter of it. Which means the rest of it's got to be done. And then I get sidetracked and we do the scoop, which leads to, going to lead to the water pump. And then I thought, well, I have to run the throttle cable underneath the aluminum firewall so I know exactly where to mount it. And it was kind of, laying around for a couple of years. So then it begins. Yeah. I can't help it. Once you do one shiny thing, you do another shiny thing. And so now I'm going to clean all this upholstery up, so I might as well leave it out in the rain for now, let it get all the dirt off it. Mount that firewall once I'm done messing around with it, and I still got some more polishing because it's a little hazy, but this is what happens. And we'll get the back seat in it. Holy crap! So you know what the really, really scary thing is? I'm actually going to have to drive this thing soon. I've never driven a jet boat. Not ever. I've driven a Sea-Doo. That's the closest I've ever driven anything to a jet boat. So we're getting to that point where I got to learn how to drive a jet boat now. Can drive big trucks, can ride motorcycles, can drive almost anything. Might as well learn how to drive a jet boat. We have a firewall sitting in there. It's not mounted yet. There's the back seat. I have used interior upholstery cleaner. I have used degreaser. I really don't think that's going to come any cleaner. I'll see if I can come up with something magical. But I remember cleaning this before and I couldn't get it any cleaner. So I'm not going to worry about that because I think I'm missing a base for the bottom seat. It needs to come up about 3 inches. And I need to locate, I have a special trim aluminum strip that covers all of that ugliness. And of course, these are all bolts that sink in, so I have no idea where those are ever since I moved the shop. So at this point, I'm going home. We are waiting on header gaskets. Going to be 2 more days before I can see those. Hopefully they're right. And then I kind of just left the wiring until I get the headers in, so because they run all the way through here, and all of the wires are kind of an exact length to go somewhere. And I still have a few that are making me scratch my head. So I'm going to go home and watch the original videos of this boat, see what I can find in the boat, in the pictures. Give me a couple of clues. But there we go. Major progress. And not only that, I have been working on this too. I had to make a alternator bracket that works on the other side. Next, I was having troubles finding proper bolts for these valve covers, and you can't even get washers to fit in these. And those bolts are just a touch too long without a gasket, so they bottom out, but they're a touch too short with a gasket. So I may have to pull the headers off and rectify this valve cover issue so they don't leak. And I have the throttle linkage figured out. I'm missing a couple of these nuts for the other side, and they're almost like they're an aluminum nut. I've never seen a nut like them, so I need to get a couple of nuts for those. And what else do I have left on this? I literally think it's the valve covers. I got the alternator handled. Oh, batteries. And I need a new ignition switch because they were all corroding. So I got to pull that out. Get a new ignition switch and put 2 batteries under there with a couple of cables. I didn't realize that there was such a little amount on this thing. And then there's that. Oh yeah, got to mount the steering wheel. I'm having troubles with the steering wheel because I didn't take it out. So there you go. Happy it's raining because it's not jet boat season quite yet.